Right, we've now got audio. Okay, try again. Now I can hear you. Thank you very much. Oh God, honestly, I can't believe it. You spend all this time preparing and literally 8 minutes before the start of the live stream, I picked up the camera that I'm going to be using to kind of like show you around, and it just died. So I had about 8 minutes to deinstall drivers, try and fault find why the camera wasn't working, take it out of the OBS live stream software, reinstall it, and then here I am, you know, trying to wonder why there's no audio. But anyway, I think we're up and running. We've got a few people on, so welcome everybody. This isn't going to be a long video, and it's not necessarily going to be focusing on radio as such. You haven't missed anything, Tom, don't worry. I've just been explaining and apologising for the technical issues that I've been going through. But anyway, thanks very much for joining me, everybody. I've been asked so many times what my setup looks like and how does this work and how does this connect to this and how do you do this. But I thought that I would do a quick video, and this is only going to be probably half an hour. Just really showing you what I've got here in front of me, because a number of people, you know, having seen the green screen or what appears behind me, a number of people have got no concept about where I sit. So therefore, I thought it'd be fun just to show you the room that I sit in and what's in here, and kind of like break the magician's code, if you like, and show you what goes on behind the scenes. So there you go. So anyway, excuse me. I'll just talk you through what I've got here and what you can see. So first of all, I'm facing forwards, and straight in front of me, I've got a 1080p Logitech webcam, which is what you're looking at now. I'm talking into a Blue Yeti microphone, which is this here. So that's what's giving me the audio, or that's what's also giving me the pain sometimes when it comes to the audio not working. The software that's doing all of this magic is a piece of software called Obs Studio. And I think when you see a lot of live streamers, specifically gamers, doing all these fancy things with chroma key, you know, having these fancy backgrounds behind them, like, I don't know, like this maybe. There you go, like that, for instance. This is just using a piece of software. So, you know, there's no smoke and mirrors. Literally, I'm not sitting inside an SDR. I'm sat inside the same room, but I can superimpose the SDR onto the back of me. So let's get back to where we were. I've kind of lost where I was, which I think is there. Okay, there you go. So OBS takes care of all of these amazing transitions, fading backwards and forwards and doing all these sort of sexy things. So this is OBS Studio. There's a few plugins and tweaks and stuff that you have to do, which to a large extent I've taught myself or learned over the last two or 3 weeks, in actual fact. There's some amazing streamers out there. I mean, DX Commander, Callum McCormick, M0XMX, one of my personal favourites, lives, I don't know, 30 miles down the road. He's great. Probably my most favourite is Ray Higgins, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Absolutely incredible live streamer. If you haven't already discovered him, you need to go and find him. I'm sure if you just type in W2RE into YouTube, you'll find him. Absolutely incredible what he does. And a lot of my inspiration comes really from watching Ray. There's a number of other people out there just like me that get inspired by Ray. So there you go. But yeah, I think this is absolutely incredible what we can do these days with technology. And also with all of these sort of things and putting it onto platforms like Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, there is a chance that there will be people out there that come across these videos and think, oh, that looks different, I wonder what that is, and then that gets them into the hobby. So in my mind, any platform or any medium that gets people interested in amateur radio can't be a bad thing. Okay, so I'll show you around a little bit. You can see from the camera above my head that I've got two cameras in here. So the first one facing me is the webcam. The one that's up there is quite I think it's a brilliant thing in actual fact. I only discovered it about 3 days ago. I'll tell you what it is. Basically, it's a bit of software that is running on my mobile phone. So literally up there is literally my mobile phone stuck on the wall on a piece of string facing down onto the back of my head, shining away. And it's running a bit of software that talks via Wi-Fi to my PC, and then OBS brings that in as another camera. And I could have, you know, a number of these wireless mobile phone streams coming into OBS that would just give endless possibilities in terms of where you put cameras on the walls and on the ceilings and all that sort of stuff. That's a bit of software called IVCam. Italy. My mind's gone blank, sorry. Oh, God, sorry. I've only had one gin as well. I'm just going to have a little sip of this. Hold on. There you go. Cheers. Italy Victoria Cam, IVCam. And you load the software on your PC, you load it on your phone, they link together, and it just streams in HD. How amazing is that? Okay, so there's the two cameras. What else can I instantly point at? Okay, so looking down over my shoulders, you can see that this is my desk. This is the window overlooking the front of the house. On the desk, as you can see here, we've got 3 monitors. These are all 23-inch HD monitors. And then up here, we've just got a little HD television that, I don't know, somebody gave me or something. And it's a TV, so I can watch the television, DVB television. Or because it's linked to the computer, I can also bring things into there. So at the moment, on this side, you can see I've got the CCTV. And on this side, I've got the streaming software showing me what I'm putting out. So there you go. And because they're all linked, I can move applications around the desktop, and I can, you know, get things to load in various different places. Nothing special about that. Just literally Windows 10. The PC that I've got down there that I'll let you have a quick look at in a second is it's a fairly high-powered Intel i7. I'll show you actually. Oh, can I show you? I don't know whether I can. Let's have a look. Yes, let's just do this, hoping that the stream doesn't crash. Do that, and then put that on there. There you go. So yeah, it's not a new machine. It's about 5-6 years old, but I've made a few upgrades to it. It's got a fairly decent amount of RAM. There you go. It's got can't even see it. What is it? 16 gig of RAM, and it's quite fast RAM. I've got several hard disks, and you can see with all of this that's going on, running the SDR, running the live stream, a couple of webcams, and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's hammering the CPU a little bit, but you know, it's surviving. Got a fairly decent graphics card in there. This was an investment at the start of the year, NVIDIA GTX 970, so that does a good job. Especially when you're rendering videos and things like that, you need a decent graphics card. So there you go. That's that. What else can you see over my shoulder? When I'm working from home, this is where I work as well. So sometimes I may have a laptop on this desk. Sometimes I may be working from one of these screens. But yeah, so this is my office. I call it my shack just because it's got my radio and the SDR and whatever. But yeah, this is typically where I'll work if I'm working from home. Okay, right. Let's take the webcam now. and just give you a little bit of a closer look at basically what I'm looking at. So let's hope the webcam don't go off. I don't know why it went off the last time. But anyway, okay, so here's the, first of all, this is the PC, this is the box that sits under the, I'll just turn that light on, put a light under here, just so that you can see. Okay, so there's the PC, that's the box that basically takes care of it all. So underneath there we've also got the power supply for 12 volts for the radio, an Ethernet switch, an ADSL broadband router, and also the Flex. That box there is the Flex 5000. That's all it is. It's got one receiver and it has got the ATU, and then various cables and whatever going up a hole there to the other side of the bench, which goes behind the monitors. Okay. So what else can I show you here? Okay, so the Flex has got a pair of Bose Companion 3 speakers, which are these. So the audio from the Flex comes out of the Bose speakers. The audio from the television, if I'm watching television, comes out of this little wireless Bose speaker. Just coming down here. Okay, a couple of things of interest maybe on the desk. So this here is called a PowerMate. And the PowerMate, it's a Windows device, it's USB. And basically this is, how would I say, I don't know, linked, linked, matched, imported, I don't know, into the Flex software. So the Power SDR, Darren KE9NS, who makes the Flex Power SDR software, has made it so that when I turn this knob, you'll see that the VFO moves. So it works just like a standard VFO. I don't know if you can see it moving at the same time, but yeah, the VFO moves there. So that's brilliant. So that's the PowerMate. What else? This little box here, I made this. Well, actually, this is version 2. I made version 1 and it just got overly complicated. So literally, this little box, the connection at the back of here has got 3 RJ45s. The box itself is nothing more than an Ethernet switcher. So the idea is that you have an Ethernet connection coming in, and then you have 2 devices that you can switch between them to go onto the Ethernet network. And I basically bought this off eBay for, I don't know, about £5. Took it apart, did a bit of soldering. So that basically means now that I've got 2 microphones going into there, namely the MD100 and also my headset. They both go into here, and then I can flick between them. So the boom set and the headset, depending on which one I want to talk through. And then there's also a connection around the back of there with a phono connection for a foot switch, which I've got underneath, and also another phono connection, which you can see there, which is for this, which is another little thing that I made. And it's literally got 2 switches. So this is an on-off switch, this is a latching switch, and this is a momentary switch. So this controls the PTT on the Flex. So if I want to talk, I can either press that and hold it down, and then the Flex will go into transmit, or I can press that and it will just stay on, and then when I finish talking, I just switch it off. So that's what that does. What else have we got? Okay, you may have heard about some issues that I had in the week with interference RFI that was getting into my Heil microphone on 20 meters. So I've done lots of different things to eradicate that, which is now done. Hence, I've got a load of ferrite chokes around the cable that goes off to my Heil headset, which is that one there. I think it's a ProSet 6. I'm not quite sure actually. I've had it a couple of years. Absolutely brilliant. Recommend anybody to get one of those. I also put some ferrite chokes around the 20 meter feeder as it comes into the shack, which is in the corner. I'll show you over there. And today I was up a ladder putting half a dozen chokes around the actual feeder as it comes off the cobweb. So hopefully no more RFI on 20 meters. I've got speakers for the PC, which are these here, and the base for that is that device down there. So that's just for the PC. And then moving up slightly, don't worry about this bit of a mess. This is just cables, RJ45 cables, one of which isn't being used anymore, that was coming off the switch box. But anyway, this cable here goes to the switch box, goes up there to the MD100. Okay, so that's quite useful. As I say, the ProSet headset is what I use probably mostly through the switcher. So you'll have probably seen a load of my videos that talks about the Flex, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But suffice to say that the Flex is software that runs on a PC screen. So literally, if I was to minimize that, find my mouse. Okay, so it's a Windows screen, that's all it is. And again, being a Windows screen, you can do, you know, whatever you would imagine that you want to do with a Windows screen. So, for instance, you know, scale and stuff like that. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Flex. So, moving up a little bit, we've got a couple of radios. The 991, again, you'll have probably seen a video from me previously talking about my love-hate relationship with the 991. So we won't go into that in too much detail. This is brand new to the shack. I bought this second hand about a week ago in actual fact. It's a Yaesu FTM 400 XDR, I think it is. So it does 2 meters and 70 sems in both FM and Yaesu Fusion. And the beauty of this, or what's really quite nice about this, is it can actually receive both bands at the same time. So literally you can be listening to a conversation both on 2 meters and also on 70 sems at the same time, or even a conversation happening on 2 meters FM and a conversation happening on 70 sems Fusion. So that's really nice. It's all touchscreen, and it's actually just literally that. Can you see how thick that is? Because it's one of these face-off unit radios. I would say particularly good for mobile use. The actual box of it, the heart of it, is actually sat... Oh, there it is. Sorry, I forgot. I'll come up to that in a sec. So, sorry, my cable's getting a bit tangled. And then above that, we've just got some regular devices that you've probably seen before. Digital HF and VHF, SWR and power meter. Above that, we've got an amp, a little 100 watt VHF amplifier, and this connects to this box. So basically, if I just talk you through, we've got the Flex down here under the desk. The output from the Flex is basically, it's a HF radio only, but we've got this device, which is a transverter. So what this does is it actually converts from 28 megahertz to 144 megahertz, thus giving you 2 meters. But the only trouble is, this has got a maximum power output of about 10 watts. So out of the back of here, we go into here, which gives us the ability to increase that output to around about 100 watts. So that's it. All of my radios that I own have got no more abilities in terms of power output than 100 watts maximum. You may notice, I don't know if I've got enough cable on this, let me just do this. Ooh. So coming up here, we've got a couple of PC fans, okay, you can probably maybe just see it's turning. So one of them's on top of the amp, and then the other, I don't want to move it because I might knock it off and I've only got one hand, but we've got another PC fan just there. And up until the other day, that was open just like this is, but now I've got the FTM 400 base unit, which is this, the bit that would be normally under your car seat. Underneath there, the bottom side of that is more like a cooling fin, like this is. So I thought, well, if we've got a fan there, the fan's there to keep the transverter cool, I may as well stick this on top of it. I know it restricts airflow, but at the end of the day, it's doing a job, and I'm never ever going to be using the transverter at the same time as I'm using the FTM 400. So, excuse me, what else to show you in here? Obviously the sign, yeah, I think everybody has got one of those, or if they haven't, they probably will. The map of the world, which I think everybody has probably got one of those or something similar. Just behind here, I've got a little drawing that reminds me of how the shack's laid out, because when you actually look at it, it's not that obvious. You know, literally there's cables going to boxes. So behind here, before I put the TV there, it was obviously visible. But I've got a little drawing that shows me the schematics of the layout. And this is a brilliant map, done by an amateur, not very far from here actually, quite prolific in terms of contesting. His call sign is Golf 1 Yankee Bravo Bravo. I think it's Stephen, I'm sure it's Stephen. And he's an amazing guy. If you contact him, if you find his details and contact him, he'll oblige and make you one of these maps. And basically what it does is it shows you, if you tell him your grid locator, he'll actually make you one of these maps specific for you that will show you all of the different bearings from your location to all the various, different grids. So obviously if you're up here, you're going to have a completely different bearing to him than I would. So there you go. Sorry to be so basic, but you never know. I'm sure we've got people on this channel that are very, very new to the hobby. I'm just going to name, in actual fact, sorry, I'm just going to mention two people here. Two people that I can, well, proudly say I think I've been responsible, or even partly responsible, for them getting into the hobby. Neil Whitaker, whose call sign is Mike7 Lima Alpha. I'd like to say very good evening to you, Neil. Well done on getting your call sign. And also a chap who I've been speaking to now for probably the best part of, I don't know, a year and a half actually. And I actually met him first time with his daughter Emily on network radios. And we've stayed in touch. And he sent me a WhatsApp last night. Was it the night before? But anyway, just simply to say that he took his foundation licence and passed. So Bruce, jolly well done. Can't wait to speak to you on real radio, my friend. And yeah, excellent, well done. So moving around, what can we see over here? Okay, nothing much. That's where the feeders come in behind there. Nothing really very interesting in there, to be honest. And then you'll probably notice that there's various lights dotted around. Obviously, when you're doing filming, you know, you've got to have decent lighting. So I've got an LED spotlight up there. There's my camera on the piece of string. Okay, so you can see that you've got a view from both of the angles there. And up here, I've just got a normal light with a bit of a diffuser on it. And up here, I've just got another one of those. Now, I'll just put this back just so that I can actually talk to you. At this stage, I don't even know how many people are watching me. For all I know, I could be talking to myself. But, oh, Tom, thank you very much for that. So, yeah, there are people still watching because there's a couple of comments. But from my point of view, one of the things that I just want to really emphasise is, you know, when you actually look at, and I'm gonna keep talking about Callum because I've got so much respect for Callum. But Callum, the DX Commander, has got such an incredible setup. You know, and clearly he's put a lot of money into it. Money that, to be honest, I don't think the XYL would probably even authorise, let alone let slip. But from my point of view, I try to do the best that I can, not on a shoestring, but without spending huge amounts of money. So, for instance, these LED lights, which I think you'll agree do a really, really good job of lighting the scene. God, I think I bought them from Aldi or Lidl or one of those places where, you know, they've got like the boxes of stuff. And I think they were about, I don't know, about £6 each. And then I had some old Flex that I just put plugs on, and that was it. And, you know, if you want to give it a bit more of a jazzy, fancy look, you know, like Callum and some of the guys do, then for not a lot of money, you can also buy these, yeah, which is just, what's the name for them now? I can't remember. But, you know, literally I could put that over that, that light, and it would give it that that purple tinge or yellow tinge or green. So, and you know, the cameras that I'm using as well, and I don't think the quality is that bad, to be honest. So this is a webcam. It's a Logitech C930, I think it's called. It arrived in the post this morning on a very, very fast plane from China. And having spent about half an hour trying to understand Chinese and get the drivers to work and whatever, yeah, here it is working now. So I think that cost about 95 quid. And as I say, I'm using my phone up there. When you see me out and about, typically I'll be using a GoPro, or not even a GoPro actually, the cheaper version of the GoPro, which is a Yi cam, Y-I cam, and it's the 4K plus version. So that's about 150 quid. And then the camera that I probably use mostly is actually on the windowsill, ready to take pictures of the wildlife in the garden. And that's a Canon G7X Mark III, I think, with a Rode something or other microphone on the front. I won't bore you and go and get it. So what I'm trying to show you is it is possible to get reasonable or, you know, passable quality, which I would say this is, without spending an absolute fortune. And it's really encouraging that, you know, you guys have taken your time out of your Saturday evening. I'm not trying to say that I'm going to compete with Anton Deck or Simon Cowell, but I really appreciate you giving me your time. I think I've been on about half an hour, guys, and I don't want to really bore you or you know, extend it much more than this. I'm happy to take any questions. If anybody's got any questions that you'd like to fire at me, feel free, fire away. Oh, hello from TK920 in Minnesota. Very nice to... It's amazing, actually, how over probably the last year, when I look at my YouTube channel, in actual fact, which in actual fact is that far away from 2,000 subscribers, which I am super amazed about. It's amazing when you look at the people that come to my YouTube channel now. It's gone in probably 9 or 10 months from being nearly 100% UK only. And now there's actually more people from other parts of the world than the UK. So again, for those of you that are subscribers to my YouTube channel, Ham Radio Vlog, really appreciate you showing your commitment and giving me your time. So I'm looking at the questions, and there actually isn't much. So, oh, great job, thank you from Alfred. So, you know, from my point of view, guys, I'm happy to draw a line under it now and just say thank you very much for your time. Otherwise, if anybody's got any questions, I'll hang around for a minute or so until I actually cut the stream. But, I mean, suffice to say, you know, I hope you're all staying safe. It is a trying time. And for those of you that have got access to amateur radio, then I would encourage you as much as you can, pick up the microphone and just start calling CQ. There's some brilliant streams. There you go, that radio works as well. I would actually say there's some brilliant live streams. Callum, DX Commander, does a brilliant live stream every weekday at 11 o'clock. So if you're not already on Callum's site, find him on YouTube, because not only does he get on 80 meters and talks, you know, through a net to a load of people, and it's amazing the amount of people that want to get on that net. He also live streams it, so he does very, very similar to what I do. So, so yeah, guys, honestly, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being with me this evening. I've got a live link up with some friends of mine in Solihull for a Zoom party, whatever that is. So I'm guessing it doesn't involve amateur radio or aerials, or probably only involves a bit more of this. So thankfully this is mainly tonic. Okay, I can see Bruce is on the feed, so welcome, Bruce. I don't know whether you was on at the start, but I wish you and Emily both well, and congratulations on the license pass. Okay, guys, doesn't seem to be any more questions. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I am planning on doing a few more of these because I really enjoy it. Okay, you mind how you go. Have a great evening. Take care, stay safe, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye from me, 7-3. Don't know how to switch it off now.